Hi guys, it's Karina. So I am back with another video tutorial on my template 53, but this is going to be an inspired, I'm not too sure if I want to pronounce this flower style correctly, Ranunculus. I really hope I I said that right. But that's what this is inspired, these flowers with the green center and then the colorful outer petals. So template 53 comes in PDF or SVG. So you do have the option with PDF or SVG. But I do want to put a disclaimer. With the PDF and the SVG, the original flower, which you can find the tutorials here on my YouTube channel, this is what template 53 is. It's my 6-inch and a 4-inch. You get two sizes with that particular template. If you have the PDF, the petals will be separate for you, and then you're just going to follow along the tutorial if you either want to make the 4-inch and a 6-inch. So again, each size has their own video here on YouTube. But I wanted to make smaller ones, okay? And this template, again, only goes down to a 4-inch, and I wanted something smaller. So this is where my SVG came in handy. So SVG means it is your cutting machine, such as Silhouette or Cricut Design Space, where you are going to resize the petals and make them smaller. So unfortunately, if you have a PDF, you are not going to be able to make the smaller ones because it does require for you to use a software to shrink down the petals. Okay, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you onto Cricut Design Space and show you how you can do that. And I am going to give you the measurements for the ones that you see here. Now, the white one here is the 6-inch, okay, from the original template 53. But these are assembled differently. With those other petals, with the template 53, if you were to assemble it the original way, it comes with 5 petals. I only used 2 petals with these, okay, because I wanted more of a rounder look and the petals kind of all being the same. If you really take a look at this petal at the 6-inch, notice how the petals do get bigger. Okay, so that's the only difference. That's why, again, assembling wise, I only used 2 petals with this one. Okay, just because I wanted it more, I don't know if you can tell the difference, just more of a rounder and all the petals kind of similar, same size. Okay, whoop. Well, I lost a cutie. Let me go grab her. All right, I got her. She fell behind my desk. So I am going to give you the measurements for 3 of them. The 6-inch and the 4-inch, you're going to do the sizing just like the original. But I will tell you which one's okay here in this video tutorial, along with the other ones, because we have this little cutie right here, and she is roughly around 1.5 inches. Okay, so she is tiny. Then the second size that we have, I have them written here, are 2 inches. So we have a 2-inch, and then we have so here's the 2-inch, and then we have a 2.5 inch. Now the 4-inch, okay, from template 53, because we are only using 2 petals, we're not using the larger petals, obviously will make this rose smaller. So she is down 1 inch, so she is roughly around 3 inches. With the 6-inch, because we omitted the larger petals, because with the 6-inch, the petals are a little bit larger, she is roughly around close to 4.5 inches. So I just wanted to, tell you that, because I don't want you thinking if you assemble it this way, she's going to be the size of the 6-inch, and she's not. So here's the difference. Okay, so again, I only used 2 petals here. This one I used all 5 petals. And if you wanted to do this kind of flower style with a different color in the center and then the outer petal different, you definitely could. I just wanted to do something a little bit different, honestly. I don't think it's not that major of a drastic change, but it's more simpler, by just using 2 petals. And definitely, if you have the PDF version, you would be able to do these 2 sizes, okay? So let's get started. I am going to take you to Design Space, and I am going to tell you, I'll give you the sizing for the petals, and then I'm just going to give you an idea with the SVG how you are able to resize my petals, because this goes with any of my SVGs, you guys, that you can resize them to your liking, if you want them larger, if you want them smaller. So I'm going to give you the trick on how to do that, okay? All right, you guys, I'm holding the phone with my hand, so I'm sorry if it's a little shaky. So I just want to show you the SVG. So I am on Design Space, and this is what template 53 looks like when you get the SVG. Just make sure when you get the SVG, you guys, you download the SVG, okay? And when you download it, you go straight here either to Silhouette or Cricut Design Space, go to Upload and find the file and download it, okay? Because sometimes what my clients are running an issue with is when they download the SVG, they automatically go to that download and click it, and then they're not able to do anything with it. And that is because, yes, you downloaded, but you still did not upload the file. But if you do get that download image, that means you're on the right track. That means it's downloaded. Now go to your upload options and then look for that file and then upload it, and then you will get the SVG. The SVG will be grouped together. Okay, mine is ungrouped, but it will be grouped together. So just make sure that when you get it onto your canvas that you do ungroup it, so that way all the petals are separate, okay? And with all my SVGs, you're gonna get directions here telling you the sizing of each petal, okay? I know this is a little extra step that some of us don't like to take on resizing, but it's only gonna take a couple minutes, maybe even seconds, for you to resize my petals. And then once you resize them, you save it, so then that way you don't have to keep resizing the petals all the time, okay? So here with the SVG, it's gonna tell you the 4-inch size and the 6-inch size, and they will be color coordinated. Again, this will be with all my other templates. I will tell you purple petal is this size, green petal is this size, and it will tell you in the directions that you need to make sure that you're only changing the height, okay, and that you're keeping the petals locked. So for example, let's go here. This is going to be the 6-inch. And as you can see in the directions, it's telling you the magenta petal is 2.4 inches. So what you're going to do, I'm just going to bring it over here to the side. You're going to go over here. Notice that it is locked, so we're on the right track. And then here, you're going to go to 2.4. Petal has been resized. That is the original measurement for the 6-inch. Go over here. Now get your purple petal. Purple petal is 2.5 inches. Go over here to the height. Don't worry about the width because it will automatically change, and change it to 2.5. You can obviously enter it with your keyboard as well, okay? 2.5, and so on and so on and so on. And remember, I told you the original, when you're making it, does come with 5 petals, and you do use all 5 petals. But with this particular style, because I wanted this ranunculus, I don't know if I'm pronouncing, honestly, I should have gone to Google to see how you pronounce these ranunculus flowers. Oh gosh, I really need to do this. I need to look up how to pronounce it. That's why I just wanted to use 2 petals. Obviously, if you wanted to do 3, 4, 5, you could. But I just wanted to keep it simple. So the 2 petals. So I am going to tell you the sizing, and these are the 2 petals you're going to use, okay? So for the 6-inch, these are the 2 you're going to use. For the 4-inch, these are the 2 that you're going to use. So the 4-inch purple petal, this one is 1.7. And then the brown, 1.8. Okay, so this is the 6-inch one I'm using. And then for the 4-inch, these are the 2. But remember, they are going to be like an inch smaller than the original measurements, okay? Let me go ahead and do the other measurements on here so that way I can give them to you for the other sizes. Okay, you guys, so here are the 5 sizes that I have over here on my table that I showed you. So let me give you the measurements. Let's start with the smallest one. So the inner petal right here, you're going to change it to 1.039. Remember, only do the height because the width will automatically change, okay? And then for this petal right here, it is going to be 1.1. So roughly the flower that you're going to be able to make is going to be roughly a little over 1.5 inches. Okay, so she is tiny little. Where's she at? Right here. All right. Next size, you're going to change this petal to 1.228. And then the next petal, 1.3. Okay, so this is going to be roughly around 2 inches. So let me see, which one is it? Oh, it's this one right here. And I think that's the one we're going to make today. Next petal size, it's 1.445. Remember, only the height. And then this petal is 1.53. And this one is going to be roughly around 2.5 inches. Where are you? Let me look for her. I think it's this one right here. Okay. And then the other ones again are the same ones that I told you, the petals for the 4-inch. So this one is a 1.17. This one 1.8, but when you make it, when you assemble it this way, and actually this one is going to be roughly around 3 inches. A little over, I want to say. And then this one 2.4, 2.5. And this is going to be roughly a little bit over 4 inches. Okay, you guys, I did tell you that I wanted to show you how to resize my SVG petals if you want to make them smaller or larger. First thing you're going to do is you're going to change them to the original measurements that are provided to you. So these are the original measurements for the 6-inch. Then what I like to do is I like to layer the petals. Honestly, I don't know if this makes a difference, but it just helps me better. You're going to line them up. So I guess stack them. And then let's bring this one to the front. Okay. So again, apply this step that I'm showing you right now. If you have any of my other SVG templates, change the original sizing, group them together like this, and then from here you can resize them. So make them smaller, make them larger. Why you want to change them to the original sizing is because they're already proportioned, the petals, to one another. So that way these petals are proportioned. I'm sorry if you hear my kids, they're next door across. So they are yelling right now because they're playing. So yeah, so you just want to make sure, keep the original measurements, keep them grouped together, and then just resize them. And this is how you resize them. Say you want them. Now, I couldn't tell you what size they're going to be. You're just going to have to kind of play with it. And if you want to make various sizes, just duplicate them and then just make different sizing. You know, I've had a handful of messages where clients are like, am I going to get upset if they decide to resize my SVG? And the answer is no. That is why I made them into an SVG. Obviously, you know, for those who prefer cutting with a machine, because, you know, some people do prefer to cut with a machine than hand cutting. That's why there's that SVG option, so that way your cutting machine can do it. But another thing is because the SVG allows you to create different sizing and play around with it. I'm telling you, with my own original templates, I am constantly changing the sizing or even kind of reshaping it on Design Space. Okay, so please don't feel like you have to stick to the original measurements that are given to you. Yes, if you want that size that I am telling you that you're going to be able to make with the original measurements. But again, if you want to make them smaller or bigger, please do. It is okay. I'm not going to get upset. And if anything, it makes me happy seeing you guys taking my templates and then you guys putting your own twist to them. Okay, now let's get back now to making the ranunculus, and I'm going to tell you how many petals you're going to need of each. Okay, you guys, so back to making the ranunculus flowers. So how many petals you're going to need of each, and you're going to do the same amount for every size. Okay, so for this round petal, you're going to need quite a bit actually of these. So what I like to do is I am going to make a set of 4. Okay, and then I'm going to group them. Now I'm going to duplicate them. So now right here I have a group of 8. This is going to be your inner petal or your inner center. And notice that's going to be the green part. You need 8 of those, and I'm just going to change it to green just so that way you can visually see it. Okay, but now we are going to need an additional 12 of these. So now I'm going to duplicate these again. I'm going to bring them here. I'm going to change the color to, let's do this purple. Okay, I am going to get rid of these, you guys, or you know what, let me just put them to the side. Hold on, because they're in the way. There we go. So I have 8 here, but I do need 4 more. So we have 12 in total. Okay, so this round, so remember we need 8. This is going to be your inner petal. I did it green. You can do any color you want, or you can keep it the same color. And then 12. And then for this one right here, you are going to need 8. I'm just going to duplicate it. And we have our 8, and they're going to be the same color as this because I want my cricket to cut these together, and then that's it. You're just going to cut those out. So duplicate the same amounts for the other sizes that you see here. Okay, now for this video tutorial, I am going to do the 2.5 inch, which is the third one right here, the lime green and the orange. So let me go ahead and cut those petals out, and I will be right back. All right, you guys, so I have my petals up, all cut. So I have 8, 12, and then 8. Okay, so the first 8 are going to be in this green. So I am using, and actually I used 1 paper pack. Let me show you. So I am using Printworks, and I am using their Easter cardstock, and I'm actually using all the colors besides the blue right here, and it is 67-pound volume, very comparable to 65-pound weight. Okay, and you do get 200 sheets. So today we're going to be doing the pink, and I am using the mint. I did use the mint for all of them. Okay, honestly, this is one of my favorite packs to get from them. You can find them on Amazon, and especially like during the holidays, like for example, Easter is coming up. Usually they'll do sales on their packs to go with that holiday. They have a Valentine's Day pack. They have an Independence Day pack. I want to say they have a Halloween one as well. Honestly, you guys should really check them out because I use them all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and get the mint green ones. And I'm going to get something to curl with. So I'm going to use this acrylic dowel that I have. You can use a wooden dowel if you have one at hand. I did get this off Amazon. It came in a pack of 12, I think. All right, so they're curled. I am going to do the same to this one, but only 4. Okay. Now you're going to need your glue gun. I am going to be using the Surebonder mini detailed glue gun. Let me grab a glue stick because I'm sure I'm going to need one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and assemble the inner part where we're going to glue 2 and then the next 2. Okay, and you're going to repeat this step for the next 4 and these 4. So let me go ahead and do those and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the 3 sets that we need. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the mint. You're going to get opposite ends and you are going to intertwine them. So just like this, you're making a cone and you're going to grab your glue gun and you're going to glue that side. And this is why a small glue gun for small flowers work. This is why this mini detailed, not sponsored, like this is my go-to glue gun, especially because of the tip. I love that thin nozzle. Now you're going to grab this opposite and you're going to wrap it around the cone. Okay, now that we're done with this one, you're going to go ahead and get the next mint. You're going to glue this in the center, just like that. Does not matter which petal you grab, and you're just going to wrap it around the cone. So once you do that, turn it around, glue, glue. Turn it around, repeat, and repeat. Okay, now grab your next 4, repeat same steps, add glue to the sides, and just go around. Now, if you wish to make this center part bigger, then you can definitely add more layers to it. We are done with that. Now go ahead and grab your next group of 4. Now you could curl these if you want to slightly as well. Sometimes I don't. It depends, you know, sometimes what the benefits of you curling your petals is just because it helps you manipulate the cardstock better. It definitely gives it a different feel because sometimes cardstock can crease on you, and that's why I like to give it a curl just so it doesn't crease. Sorry. So you're supposed to go to the corner, and now you're just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom, not a lot, just the bottom corners. Can you see that? And now you're going to pinch, but don't put it all the way there. You want some space in between. Okay, so there's the first petal. And do the next one. Go to the next corner, glue, and we're gonna pinch. See, I can already, can you see that? Do you see how it creased? This is why I like to do this. And notice how I didn't do that. Typically for the outer petals, you're fine, but when you're working kind of in the inner part still of the flower, I don't know why I've noticed that there's certain cardstock just creases. So that's a tip for you. So if you're noticing your paper creasing, maybe it needs a little curl. Go ahead and curl that. Next corner. Add glue. Pinch. Next one. To the last corner. Glue. Glue. Pinch. Okay, so we have those 4. So now we're going to repeat. Let me just curl those slightly. Glue. Now we're going to go in between the petals. Okay, see how I'm in between? And now we are going to add glue to the sides. And then pinch those sides. I don't really think I need to curl these, so we're gonna go ahead and just glue this one. Go next to it. Let me show you the back, what it's looking like. So you just wanna make sure you're gluing up to the point where it starts to curve. That's where you stop. Glue. Glue, pinch. And notice I am leaving space here. I'm not doing it too close because you want that space so you get those layers. Next one, go around, glue. Pinch. And if you don't get this the first time, you guys, just practice. These type of flowers always take practice. I think I need another glue stick. Glue. Okay, we are done with that layer. So now we are on to this petal right here. So this triangular shaped petal. Now you're just gonna add a small dots of glue to that tip. Going in between the petals. And placing your petal. Let me show you what the back looks like. Add glue. I'm going to use this finger to kind of pull it back, and then the other 2 fingers to pinch the sides. Okay. Repeat. Glue. Now I am going around. Next. Glue, glue, pinch, pinch, and then kind of pull at the same time. All right, let me finish this layer and I'll be right back. All right, sorry guys, my son came in here. All right, so let's go ahead and finish her up. So we are on to the last layer and you are going to repeat the same steps. We're gonna go in between. Okay. Bend that petal back so you can add glue to the sides. And then glue, and then notice how I'm using this finger to kind of pull it back. Okay, so you can see the layers. And that's it, you guys. Super simple. Sorry, my my other son came in here as well. All right, so I am down to 2 more petals. I'm gonna give it a little blow. Okay, we are down to our last petal. Glue, go in between. Glue, glue. And I'm pinching and pulling back. Couple blows. All right, and we are all done. Isn't she adorable? Super duper cute. I just love her. So I hope that was helpful. So again, repeat the same steps if you want to make the smaller ones or the larger ones. Just follow the same amount. Now, if you wanted to add another layer, say like a different size petal, so instead of 2, you wanted to do the first 3, you could. I did do one like that just to show you. Personally, I like it less, but if you wanted to add another layer, which I did, so I did do another 8 from the other, so the other petal neck size, I did do 8 because I did 4 for one layer and then the 4, because you always want to double up the last petals because you want to give it that kind of seamless round look. Okay, so that is an option if you wanted to. So this is the same size, but notice this is a little bit slightly bigger, just because I added another size petal onto here. So you definitely could do that if you wanted to. Okay, personally I just like it with that. With just these 2. So I hope you found that helpful. So you can definitely find my template 53 on my Etsy. You can either do the PDF or the SVG, but just remember, disclaimer, that the PDF, you will not be able to make the little small ones, okay, but you would be able to do these 2 sizes right here for the 6-inch and the 4-inch. Just remember, they're going to be slightly like an inch smaller. But if you have the SVG, yes, that means you're going to be able to resize the template as you wish. Make them larger, make them smaller. And if you have any questions, message me on my Etsy, Ariel Elise Designs, my Instagram, Ariel Elise Designs, even my TikTok, Ariel Elise Designs. You can message me in any of those platforms, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.